IPL stands suspended amid the India-Pakistan conflict. It is official. We are breaking it to you here first on India Today. The BCCI, after huddles and meetings, have decided that the remainder of the IPL games stand cancelled. The tournament cannot continue given the security situation. Remember right now, yesterday, it does not look nice that cricket goes on while the country is at war. So this is as much about a statement to come together that these play tournaments cannot go on, but also important a messaging as much with regard to ensuring that we stand with the country. These tournaments cannot go on for now, but it's a national security issue as much. You do not trust Pakistan. They may want to harm our cricket players. And these cricket players of IPL, remember, are not simply of the Indian nationality. It's from across the world. If they can harm civilians along the line of control, attempt to harm in Rajasthan, Gujarat and other border areas, we cannot ensure that at this time, that complete security can be given possibly to the IPL. The tournament stands cancelled. That's official now. The remaining games of the IPL. A Premier League, remember, of course, had provided a lot of entertainment and joy to Indians all this while, but at this juncture, does not look befitting, as BCCI is saying, to be able to continue. The cricket tournament stands cancelled while the country is at war. So possibly the last match that we saw yesterday was in Dharamsala, and I'll be soon joined by my colleagues on the ground, telling us more. Just about a short while ago, remember the meetings were on. BCCI was in a huddle to decide about how to go about with the remaining part of the tournament. But at a juncture like this, every night we are witnessing an escalation from Pakistan, while India successfully defending itself consistently, especially with regard to residential areas, even city areas that are being targeted by Pakistan. However, the tournament for now stands cancelled because remember, this is about multi-cities where IPL was being organized from the north to the south of the country. And therefore, at this juncture, as much of messaging, but also security of the cricket players who are from other nations as much, of course, from our own country. So that's the big news on your screen. BCCI cancelling remainder of the IPL games. And remember, while we were heading nearly to the conclusion of the event as well, but this decision has been taken that we cannot continue. Yesterday itself, remember, there was a reason. Even though there was no attempted attack at the IPL tournament, but this is something that has to be taken in consideration. Nitin Srivastav joins me for the latest on that. Nitin, tell us more precisely the reason that the BCCI decides at this juncture IPL cannot go on.
Well, Pooja, it was well written on card just because of we saw Dharamsala game. It was abandoned midway, and one can understand that what exactly is going on in terms of the future of IPL. So today there was a meeting of BCCI officials with some government, officials, and they have decided that IPL should not go on as in the present situation. So that is why BCCI, on the condition of anonymity of a member told India Today that it does not look nice that cricket goes on while the country is at war. So it is very clear message that BCCI don't want to go ahead with IPL or any cricketing activities when India is facing a war. So that is why they have decided to suspend the IPL indefinitely. And the one thing which we as of now can understand is the remaining of the matches, will be a call taken on those matches. But as of now, at present, all IPL matches are suspended, and the remaining of matches
were pending for now, because I believe we were in some way heading to the conclusion as well. What are you looking at? How many matches suspended? Because I believe there were some matches scheduled today as well in the evening.
All matches, Pooja, as of now, all matches. IPL is suspended for now. There are 16 matches which are remaining to be played. And those matches, all will be taken. What is the window being looked at all the availability of the players, not just Indian, but also the overseas players. So it is, again, a big decision that IPL governing council will take in future. But as of now, at present, IPL is suspended in India.
All right, Nitin, stay on with me. That's the big news coming in. The Indian Premier League stands suspended amid the tensions with regard to the India-Pakistan conflict. Also, as much, remember, for the security reasons. Are we looking at that too, Nitin? Of course, the country is facing such a heated situation, especially at the border. But it's as much about security concerns for the players involved. There's a lot of travel. It is a multi-city tournament as well. Do you think that's also possibly one of the reasons?
Security of players is actually, paramount for BCCI. And that is why they don't want to risk any players, support officials or anyone. So that is why we saw Dharamsala game yesterday, and the other game which was scheduled to be played on 11th, it was shifted to Ahmedabad just because Dharamsala airport is closed, Chandigarh airport is closed. So BCCI decided to move the game, but the last night incident, it actually escalated the matter, and that is why in a urgent meeting, BCCI decided to suspend this IPL, keeping in mind the
Stay on with
security.
me. I'm also joined by editor Nikhil Naz, tracking the latest on that. Nikhil, so IPL tournament stands suspended. Many had been already discussing it, possibly asking already that this tournament needs to at least be postponed for now. What is your understanding? What are the BCCI officials telling you of the reason that IPL, for now, not just one match or another, the whole remaining tournament stands cancelled?
Well, Pooja, that's right. Something that even Nitin was alluding to, that BCCI had already taken a call to shift one game out of Dharamsala a short while ago. And one must compliment the board for taking such a swift decision. Remember, the situation is fluid at the moment. What happened last night when things were escalating, BCCI took a swift call to suspend a game that was happening at that time in Dharamsala. Now, for those of you who are wondering that why couldn't have BCCI cancelled that Dharamsala game, knowing fully well that there could be a situation where, that game may have to be suspended midway, which is what exactly happened. I think the reason why BCCI went ahead with yesterday's game is what I'm picking up is because both teams were already in Dharamsala, even though the Dharamsala airspace had been closed for more than 24 hours. But because both teams were there and the team members as well as the team owners, everyone was keen that we conduct that particular game. That's why yesterday's game went through. But then when, there was a drill as well and there were a few projectiles that were hurled towards some major areas in north of India, some of them in very close proximity to Dharamshala, it was decided midway last night to halt that particular game. And then the next priority of BCCI was to ensure that everyone there, including the players as well as commentators, be taken to a safer place from Dharamshala. And again, kudos to the board who have organized a safe passage for players as well as commentators. What I believe most of them have already reached Delhi from Dharamshala last evening. And the other thing that what I'm thinking from BCCI is that at the moment their paramount importance they're giving is to the safety of the overseas players. So a lot of overseas players have been asking in terms of what is the situation. So now that all the major airports are still open, airspace is still open, they would like the overseas players probably to head back to their respective countries. What they have been told, I'm picking up, is that the IPL is suspended at the moment. The season is not completely cancelled; it's just suspended. When they will want to have the next few games, that could be, let's say, because as I mentioned, the situation is fluid. Maybe a week later, if things really calm down. 10 days later. If not
and
then
it is a developing story, Nikhil, like you're telling us. So it's also important to ensure, for as long as possible, the overseas players who are here, that they must be as much kept safe, because Pakistan cannot be trusted if it can target innocent civilians. We have to ensure that the security of the players, the audience that's coming in to watch the matches, all of that should not face any attempted attack.